Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I'm Razu, and today we will be talking about physical books and why I will never switch away from physical books to digital again. Spoiler alert, I lost access to about 300 of my Kindle books. Let's talk about my Kindle experience. I live in Denmark, and when the Kindle was first released in 2007, we didn't get it here. But through the magic of the internet and friends in the US, I managed to get a hold of one anyway and more or less went all in on digital books. It really is smart to be able to have your entire library on a small device, be it a Kindle, your phone, or a tablet. Fast forward to 2009, where I was browsing Amazon. I'm a tech geek and I work in the tech industry, and up pops something called Amazon Web Services. I don't blame you if you don't know what that is, but in summary, it's a huge technology platform that today drives half the internet. I signed up, and as part of that, I had to use two-factor authentication with a special device that Amazon would send to me. This was before you had smartphone authenticator apps, so you needed a physical device. The idea was then that when I got the device, I would use it to finish the setup and two-factor would then be activated. I, of course, immediately forgot about it, and this is key, Amazon never sent me the device because I live in Denmark. So the years go by, and I buy hundreds of books on Kindle. And then in 2017, I one day tried to sign in to my Amazon account. And suddenly I am prompted to type in my one-time password using my one-time password device. And this is the device that Amazon never sent to me. All the recovery options require that I have access to the phone number I used back in 2009, which I don't. And with that, I lost access to my entire library. Of course, I spoke to Amazon support, and the only possible solution was that I found a public notary to verify that I am me and have that notary contact Amazon with the proof. Doing that would cost me more than my entire library was worth. So I just gave up and went back to physical books. But the story is not over. In 2019, I log into my Audible account. And as you know, Audible is now owned by Amazon. But back when I created my Audible account, it was not. That was back in the 2000s. So I log into Audible and I get prompted that they will now start using my Amazon credentials to log in. I got super pissed, but I had sort of been prepared that it would happen. So when I initially lost access to my Amazon account, I had made sure that everything I owned on Audible was downloaded and converted to MP3. How to do that is a video all by itself. But as part of that account connecting process, I suddenly didn't have to use the OTP device, one-time password device, to log in on Amazon. So I could log into my Amazon account if I did it by using the Audible login on audible.com. And then went to amazon.com, I would be logged in. Which is kind of a security risk. It doesn't work anymore, but back then it did, and my mind was blown. Anyway, so the first thing I did was download my entire Kindle library and convert it to EPUB. Again, how to do this is an entire video by itself, but I highly suggest that you do so if you buy books on Amazon, if you buy Kindle books on Amazon. Having logged in through Audible, I could now use my passport to prove who I was and disable the one-time password feature. However, it is still, to this day, activated on Amazon Web Services, and because it is activated there, I actually can't change my Amazon password because that still requires me to use the device I never received. Great job, Amazon. So why am I telling you this story? I see my story a bit as a cautionary tale for anyone who buys digital books or media. Because it wasn't very long ago that Sony removed movies that people had digitally bought on their stores, and Ubisoft has started doing the same to some of their games. So even though you've purchased these things, you suddenly lose access. We also see streaming services removing movies and shows from their catalogs, which then affects the original creators who will lose royalties since now no one can watch their work. We can't even go out and buy some of these shows on DVDs or Blu-rays. Combine that with the jump in price we're seeing right now on all of these services, I literally become scared for the future of creativity, be it in books, movies, or TV shows. And don't even get me started on Audible wanting to do a streaming service. Yikes. But now let's talk about some of the other reasons why I actually do prefer physical books over ebooks. First of all, there's the physicality of holding a book. This is a very beautiful Brandon Sanderson leather-bound book. It reminds me of previous reading experiences, of my childhood, of magical places I've only visited in my imagination. Holding an actual book makes me far more focused than holding an ebook device, even if it's a Kindle. When I use the Kindle, I tend to still check my phone a lot, and I don't do that as much when I'm reading a physical book. And then there's the fact that just by seeing a book lying around, I'm reminded to read. There are so many distractions in life that I can simply sometimes forget the books I have when they are hidden away electronically on a small device. But having actual bookcases like I have here, or a book on my desk like I have here, keeps reminding me that I actually do want to read and that I want to prioritize reading in my life. And finally, there's the thing about sharing. Reading in itself is a very introvert activity, but discussing books with other people who have read it can open up the stories we've read in new and interesting ways. Sharing a book is so much easier than sharing an ebook, at least if you do it legally, which we of course all do. And it doesn't require you to open an account on a special service like Amazon. It doesn't require you to open emails. You basically just give someone the book and they take it and bring it home and read it. And I love that. But what about you? Do you prefer physical books or are you a fan of digital? Do you worry about losing access to your digital books and movies? Let me know in the comments below. And finally, I really hate doing this, but if you enjoyed this video, remember to do the YouTube thing and click all the buttons and subscribe and yada yada. It helps the channel grow. But more importantly, remember to come back for more discussions about books, reading, and the joys of building your own library. Thank you for watching. See you in the next chapter.